Hi friend, my name is Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 13 of Coming Home, 33 days of self-care. If you would please join me in the magical 3 grounding breaths to bring us into the present moment, to allow us to push aside all the stuff that's happening around us, all the things that stress us out, all the things that we're worried about and excited about, everything. Hold on. I don't know what's happening. One of my dogs is locked out by the pool fence and he's probably going to start scratching, but I'll just keep going. So join me for 3 breaths, and we're going to go in through our nose, hold for 2, and out through our mouth. And feel free to just release whatever it is that you're stressed about. Just take this time for yourself and just let it go. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, in through your nose and out through our mouth. Thank you for that. Okay, before I start with our topic, I just wanted to say something I found super interesting. I went to see a Reiki girl, and I feel like I want to move in. Hang on, sorry. Should I? Oh, screw it. I just know my guy's going to come back here with the leaf blower in a second. Even though I have fake grass, I don't even know why he comes back here. Anyway, I went to a Reiki girl recently, and she said to me, she was doing Reiki, and she told me where you move energy and they don't touch your body, they just kind of go above you. And she said, sometimes things come through, or visions or thoughts come through, and if they do, I'm going to share it with you. And I go, all right, awesome. So she's doing it, and she said, you need to receive. And I was like, receive? Hell, I love to get gifts. I love getting compliments. I have people who help me in my home. I was like, I'm very open to receiving. But I was like, kind of interesting that she said that. Then today, after I exercised, I stopped at this meditation place I go to called Soul Hum. And before the woman started the meditation, she said, today we're going to talk about receiving and just really being open to receiving. And I go, what does that mean? Because that was the second time I heard it. And she said all the typical things like receiving gifts and compliments and help and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I got that part. And then she said, but the most important part of okay, hold on. Hold on, sorry. I'm going to take this off. Locked in there and barking now? Okay, look at me. I'm going to just shuffle around my house. Okay. Of my room, I don't even know if my bed's made. So anyway, yikes. Okay, this is big, so I want to get back to it. Okay, let me bring this up. Okay, so the woman said to me, oh shoot, I don't have glasses. Gosh dang it. The woman said to me, she said, the biggest thing you can do with receiving is coming home. She said the words coming home. And I was like, coming home? That's my whole thing. That's what this whole series is, coming home. And she said that it's about filling yourself up and receiving from who you truly are, from quieting your mind, from connecting to your primary relationship, to this whole kind of thing that we're doing every day. She's like, that's the most important kind of receiving that we can do. And I'll have to tell you, last night, my husband's been gone for 3 weeks, and last night, I was so tired, and we had such a busy weekend, and I got home and I was laying on my bed. It was like 10:30, and Eve came in. I was like, I told you to go to sleep. And my son was asking me questions like past everyone's bedtime. And finally I was like, you guys, I'm having a hard time right now. I'm freaking exhausted. I need to lay and have quiet, and I got to look at my thing for tomorrow, and I have to write something. Get out of my room. This is my time. And I felt so tired. And actually my husband called to say hi, and I started crying because I was like, I'm so tired, and I want you to come home, and it's hard doing it all by myself. And I was having all of those thoughts and feelings, and he talked me down a little bit, and then I had a good night's sleep, and I went to that meditation class, and the woman's like, coming home. That receiving is about getting quiet and still and connecting to your power, where your real energy source is, and filling that and giving it attention and moving from that. And I was like, holy shit, I have been doing this thing called coming home, but I've gotten off my meditating every day, which fills me up and quiets my mind and recharges me. It's like the Avatar movie where they get that plug into their tail. That's like me. The meditation is the thing that refuels me and allows me to have all of the energy to do the things I was going to do. And I stopped for a few days because we were so busy with kids stuff that literally I was exhausted last night. And I realized, oh, I haven't been refueling. I haven't been really coming home to myself. So I'm so freaking happy for this process and for that meditation this morning. Now, to get back onto the topic, I love this topic. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy just because you are on the planet. You are worthy just because you're breathing. Just because you're here. It is our birthright to be worthy. You know how much it takes to get a human being on this planet? Even though people just get pregnant or it's an accident and all that stuff, it's no accident. That human being is supposed to be on this planet. And you are here. You are supposed to be on this planet. We are made of the Creator. We are literally made of stardust. It's like the Creator that made everything that exists made us. And we are here at this moment for a reason. You are worthy just because you're breathing. Okay, I think it's interesting, and we talked about this, our childhood business, that we all have childhood hurts because we are humans raised by humans, right? So we all have this childhood hurt. Now, my childhood thought, my unworthy thought, I created around 7 years old when my mother, and this is literally the thought, was about this big. My mother was in bed, so I created the thought that I was so unworthy, I wasn't even good enough for my own mother to get out of bed. Okay, so that I took that thought, put it on top of my head, and I lived under that unworthy thought by drinking and partying and making out and running fast and running hard and always being, right? Like I lived that thought so hardcore until I turned 30 and I started melting and realized, oh shit, I've got something that's not real. My 7-year-old self created this thought and I've been crippled by it. Well, actually, I didn't blow it away that fast. Slowly, I crumbled it and then blew it. And it still comes up now and again, right? But since I removed that pebble and I've allowed myself the real thought that I am powerful beyond measure, as Marianne Williamson says, all of a sudden I'm moving through the world in a new way. I'm no longer seeking for other people's approval or hoping that other people like me. Why? Because I'm connected to this stuff. This is the power, my soul, my heart. When you're connected here, everything else is fun or learning or growing. It's not like, this hard, bad, because you're freaking worthy. So I just want that to sink in of how worthy we are without trying. Oh, and then my quote is something that's cool that's coming up yet. I haven't said it yet. Okay. Worthiness gives us access to love. It's imperative. It's imperative for us to know our worth. When we don't, we live half-assed. When we don't reach our potential. When we don't, we're drinking too much, eating too much, overweight, unhappy, miserable, popping pills. When we know our worthiness, we can fill ourselves up. That can be our pill. That can be our recharger. That can be our energy source. It is our energy source when we're connected to it. Have you guys ever heard something about the drop in the ocean? But the truth is, something about the drop in the ocean. But the truth is that we are one drop has the entire ocean. We have the entire ocean in one drop. So basically, you think that we have to jump in the ocean to be a part of it. No, the whole ocean is inside of us. The whole universe is inside of us. Like we are all connected and here specifically and worthy of abundance and happiness. That's why we're here, is to be in joy. When we have a thought that we're unworthy, we are out of line with joy, right? And usually the thought is something we made up when we're younger and we're still paralyzed by it. Most of us are very goal-oriented, success-driven. We use our relationships, our career, how much money we make. Those are the kind of things that tell us who we are. Are we doing well in life? Well, let me look at my bank account. Am I successful in love? Well, let me see if I'm in a happy marriage. So we use these earthly parameters to tell us who we are, right? So people who are really wealthy think they're kicking it. And they probably are having a nice time with that money. Don't get me wrong. Money's not a bad thing. But when we mistake who we are for what our label is or what our success is, that is when that gets removed somehow, when the stock market crashes, when you get sued and get ripped out from under your, I mean, whatever it is, or your health, or you realize, oh, I'm not those things. It's like I'm getting lost in these thoughts of the worldly stuff, but really when you know this, you're rich and in abundance. We are not our resumes. We are brilliant stars. Wayne Dyer has a list that he says, here are the major perceptions of those who know they are worthy and deserving of all of God's blessings. Number 1, my self-esteem comes from myself. As a child of God, my worthiness is a given. Number 2, I accept myself without complaint and without conditions. So no more in 5 years when I, or after I lose, or when I do this thing, I can do that. No, just do that. The other thing is part of the unworthiness. Just actually do what the hell you want to do. Enough with the side babble. Number 3, I take full responsibility for my life and for what it is and is not. I blame no one. Number 4, I do not choose to accept guilt into my life. I live in the present moment. Number 5, I understand the importance of having harmony between my thoughts, my feelings, and my behavior. This harmony translates into peace and contentment. And then he says, there is nothing your highest self wants more than peace. This peace makes you feel worthy of all the riches, blessings of the universe. And when you radiate this out into the world, it is returned to you without fail. Here's my quote today. Know your worth, and the world is your playground. Dear God, thank you for creating us worthy. Thank you for letting that seed of knowing existing inside of our bodies so that when we can quiet our minds long enough, we can reconnect to it. God, let us step up for ourselves in a powerful way. Let us be all of who we were created to be. Thank you for unworthiness. Let us use it as a barometer of how much more we need to love ourselves. Thank you for this opportunity to come home so that we can be refueled and energized from the greatest source there is. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Know your worth. Seriously. The other day I said that look in your mirror and say, I love you. Look in the mirror and say, I am worthy. I love Stuart Smalley. When I watch his old videos from SNL, I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and by golly, people like me. Damn right. As hilarious as that was, it was right. You are worthy. Go out and kick ass and have fun.